name is Kelly Dale with Off the Beaten Path, and this is your Must Know Monday for Monday, January the 28th, 2019. Today's topic is going to be a really great topic for fundraisers. So a lot of you comment and ask me, hey, what's a great fundraising project that would be relatively inexpensive to do? Well, this is going to be one of those. Today, we're going to learn how to make a Morse code bracelet. Now, if you've been on Pinterest and you've looked up Morse code bracelets, you will see that there are tons and tons and tons of ideas on how to make these bracelets. They're really simple because basically all you need is a knowledge of Morse code. If you're like me and you have no idea what Morse code is, they have these great little cheat sheets that you can find online that show you exactly each letter and number and the Morse code for that letter or number. So it's really, really great. And again, you can find this free. You can Google, this one is International Morse Code, and just look under the images, and there are thousands upon thousands of these that you can find online for free and print them out. Basically, Morse code has been around for many years to help people communicate. This is a new, fun way when we make jewelry to communicate without having to say a word, and we're able to use our jewelry, our Morse code jewelry, to do so. So today, what I'm going to be using are some bugle beads. Those are going to be for the dashes that you're going to see in our letters and numbers. I'm going to be using 2 colors of a size 11 seed bead. One of these seed beads is going to be used as my dots to go with my dashes for my numbers and letters. The other, I'm actually going to put in between my letters and numbers. The reason that I personally like to do this is it separates your letters. So if you have never made one of these or you're not super knowledgeable about Morse code, you're able to more easily kind of tell what number or letter you have with those separations. Now, a lot of people do these separations, but a lot of people don't. So that is going to be completely up to you. Now, I have seen these made on lots of different materials, on embroidery floss, on S-line, C-line thread, beading wire, lots of it. But today, I'm going to be using the 19 strand bead-along wire, and this is the 0.012 diameter. You can use any diameter just about, as one of the bracelets I did on a 0.024 or 0.24 diameter, and it is a 49 strand wire. So you can put them on a lot of things. So I'm going to be using the 19 strand. I'm going to use 2 crimp tubes. You can use a clasp. If you don't want to put the bracelet straight to a clasp, you can put it on jump rings to attach your clasp to. And besides that, I'm going to be using basic tools like a flat nose, a round nose, a crimp plier, and a really good pair of cutters. You may not need your round nose or flat nose. These are mainly for pulling wire through if you need to. But besides that, I'm going to need also a ruler and my Morse code sheet. So you can look these up free online if you are part of my private Facebook group, which is Kelly Dale Off the Beaten Path. I will be sure and put this on there for you as a reference today. So let's go ahead and get started and learn about how we can do Morse code jewelry. So the first thing we actually need to talk about is the Morse code itself. So if you can look, each letter and number has a series of dots and dashes. So for the dot, I'm going to be using a size 11 seed bead, and for the dash, I'm going to be using a bugle bead. And you can see every single one has a dot or a dash. So like if I wanted to put the number 0, I would put 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 bugle beads. If I wanted to put like I love you, it would be 2 11s for I, and then you would have an 11, a bugle, 11 11 for O or L. O would be 1, 2, 3 of the bugles. V would be 3 11s and a bugle. E would be 111. And then if I just wanted to put the letter U instead of saying Y-O-U, it would be 2 11s and a bugle. So I'll show you some examples really quick. This one here is really simple. I used the lime green 11s as my actual dots, and the purples are actually separations through my letters and numbers. So this one actually says I love beads. So if you look here, I is 2 dots. So I, right here, I, a separator, L was a dot, a bugle, and 2 dots. So if we look here, we have a dot, a bugle, and 2 dots. So you can see that this says I love beads if you were to look at each one. Now this one I specifically took and I used a magnetic closure on this one and used just some 49 strand 0.24 silver in the bead-along wire. This one I covered all the way up. My word for the year for me personally is give, G-I-V-E, so I wanted something to remind me of that. So G is 2 bugles and a dot, and then you can see here that I have my little spacer bead. I is 2 dots and a spacer. V is 3 dots and a dash, and I've got my spacer. So you can see E here, it's just my 1 bead. And then I finished this out with seed beads, and I can attach my clasps to my little jump rings. So what I'm going to do today is I'm going to be using again that 19 strand 0.12 in the bead-along wire, and so I can either leave this on the spool or I can cut it and use my little bead stopper. But I think what I'm going to start with today is I'm just going to spell out the word beads. So bead, B is a dash and 3 dots. So, or no, I'm going to put I love the beach, okay? So I is 2 dots. Okay, so I'm going to use this silver line milky teal as my dots, and I'm going to use this tangerine color here as my separator. So I have I love. Okay, L is dot, dash, dot, dot. So dot, well, good gravy. Dot, dash, dot, and dot. Okay, so now I have I, separator, L, and a separator. Now I'm going to continue to work on my little Morse code here to spell I love the beach. Alright, so now I have used my little Morse code cheat sheet here to spell out the word I love the beach. And so at this point, you'll want to kind of measure out the length that you have. Because I'm using straight seed beads, I know this is pretty much going to be true to length. So right now, I only have a little over 3.5 inches. So I am actually going to add a little noodle on this side. And I'm going to put me a little bead stopper on here. I'm going to cut my wire. And I'm going to put a noodle on this end as well. Okay, so now I'm going to measure it again and check my sizing. Okay, so this one is about 6.5. If I actually put it around something, you can see here, let me scoot this in just a little bit here. you can see here it's almost the length of this bracelet that I had going here. This bracelet is just the bead part itself is right at 6 3/4 inches. So you want to figure out your length, and like on this one, what I did was I got my beads centered, and I knew I wanted a 7-inch bracelet, and I knew that this bead right here was my center. So I put it at 3.5 and then measured out each side to be at the 7 inches that I wanted it. So now it's really easy. All we're gonna do is take a crimp tube and part of your clasp. If you want to, you can use your wire protectors, all sorts of goodies. I'm trying to make this as cost effective as I can. So that way people who want to do these for fundraisers will have a pretty good idea of what the cost of that is going to be. So, and really the funny thing about this is that the pliers I'm using cost way more than the supplies that I would be using for this bracelet. Realistically, supplies for this bracelet are going to run you very little because most of us have seed beads laying around that we don't have to really worry about. We have bukus of them, so we can pretty much just use what we have around our home and not have to worry about it. Okay, so then I'm going to put this side on, run it through, and then finish this side off as well. So let me get this side finished off and I'll be right back with you. So here you can see my finished bracelet, really quick, really easy, as well as these two here. So I did want to show you real quick, if you go to Pinterest.com and you search for the word Morse Code bracelet, you will be able to see that there is going to be tons and tons. See, here is a freebie for your actual Morse code. Here's one where they have used just regular thread. Here's one on leather. So you're going to see lots of examples of Morse code bracelets done with all sorts of different things, and you can see like this one actually tells you the word here and the Morse code for it. So this Pinterest is going to be a really great thing if you're looking for ideas for Morse code, and you can see here's one that says sister. So make sure to utilize Pinterest and search Morse code bracelet. So I hope you enjoyed learning how to make these really quick and easy Morse code bracelets. Like I said, if you're in our private Facebook group, I'll go ahead and put this on the Facebook group today, so you'll have a copy of this at your disposal. Otherwise, just search International Morse Code on Google and you'll get all sorts of free hits for this little list. We do have all the supplies for this project available on our website at offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com. And since I know I'm going to get questions, the ring I am wearing, I'll have Sammy put the link to it right here below me. This is one of my older projects, and this is a peyote. Twisted peyote, and again I will have Sammy link it below. Both of these are projects that you can find on my website, again at offthebeadedpathbeadstore.com, as well as right here on our YouTube channel. Now be sure to come back on Thursday because I'm going to be doing a wonderful new collaboration video with Heather from Beach Beads in Surfside, South Carolina. So be sure to come back then. I can't wait to see you guys. Bye!